because I don't like that now. I woke up today wanting to do my makeup just like Emma Chamberlain's dress from the Met Gala, so let's do that on my eyes right now. Okay, I put my base on and my eyebrows and everything are done so we can focus on the eyes. I'm gonna put a picture up on screen though so you guys can see what I'm talking about as I talk about it. So yeah, I really want to play on like the really prominent deep blue tones and then again the yellow, and then introduce all the other colors as we kind of mess around. I don't really have a plan for this, but I'm super excited. I think this is gonna be so fun. First, I'm going to go in with the Blend Bunny Diablo palette. This palette has a really beautiful cream shade right here, and I really want to dust that all over my eyes to give us a good base. With just a fluffy brush, I'm going to just dust that all over my eyes. It's really not going to add any color, but it's just going to give us that really good soft base to lay down all the other eyeshadows and paints. Same palette as before. I'm going to just go in with the shade Only, which is right here. It's this dark blue. It might not be deep enough necessarily, but it's just going to give us that good starting point to know where the colors are going to be mapped out. So I'm just going to press that right on the outer corner of my eye. And we're just doing tapping motions. It's okay if it's a little bit messy. That's kind of what we're going for anyway. And then I'm just going to put some underneath the eye here. Now I'm going to go in with the Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette here because that's got our really great yellow shade right here. And I'm just going to bring this right across the bridge of my nose right here. Again, I'm not even looking. We're just doing this messy. And I'm going to go right into the brow on this side of my face. And then right into the eye socket of this side, keeping it a little bit lower on this side of my face and a bit higher on this side, if that makes sense. So in the photo we do have like some splashes of red here and there, so I'm going to add a little bit of red, and I'm not sure where I'm gonna quite put it yet, but it's kind of in the center of everything, so I kind of feel like if we put it like right in this area of the eye, that would look really cool. So same palette as before, the Be Perfect one, and we're going to go in with the shade Chili Pepper right here. And I'm just going to tap that in between the blue and the yellow here. And I'm okay that this is not like super pigmented at the moment because I kind of want it to just be like a little splash in the eye there. And I'm going to have it come down the eye just a little bit right in this pocket right here. Okay, and then we also have some like mossy green tones, so we're gonna lay those down as well. For the green, we're gonna use the Haunted palette by Gourmand Girls. Oh my gosh, this shade right here, if it will focus for me. This shade right here is like the perfect mossy green, and that is in this shade Horrified? I think that's what it says. So mossy green. Again, it's kind of like a here and there kind of color, so I'm actually going to bring it into my inner eye socket right here. Just a little splash. Just a little splash, nothing too crazy. And then we also have like kind of this lighter blue kind of color, so let's figure that out as well. I think maybe if I buffed out the darker blue and we kind of introduced it through that, I think that would be kind of cool. So let's plan on doing that. Luckily for me, this is like the perfect shade. So back to the Diablo palette by Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This shade Angel Bite, which is right here. I think that will be perfect for buffing that color out and to kind of give us that lighter. It's like a bluish teal, which I feel like is pretty much what Angel Bite is. So I'm just going to buff right here out. Just slightly. And I'm also going to kind of just slightly introduce it right over here to kind of bring that outwards. Okay, I'm going to go in with a smaller brush for the darker blue again, just to kind of really pack that punch in there, because I really feel like that darker blue is kind of the main focus of the piece because the whole bottom skirt is that dark blue. So I really want to make sure that we like emphasize that and don't lose that. I'm going to start out with the Made by Mitchell color case, and we're going to go in with this blue shade called Too Blue. We're going to dish some of that out on the back of my hand. Going to take a paintbrush and completely coat that thing. And I'm just gonna flick it. Let's just see what happens. Great thing about this is they dry. So I want that to happen because I want it to give that like chunky paint look, but that's gonna require a lot of like paint build up, so we're gonna have to let these layers dry. Back with the Made by Mitchell, we're gonna go in with the shade Blue Jam here, and I already put it on the back of my hand. I mix it in with that darker blue to give this kind of a color blue here. All right, I'm going to just stipple this and then kind of blend the two in together. I'm gonna take the P. Louise paints here in the shade Yellow, I guess. Golden Treasure, I think is what it says. And we're going to do the same thing we've been doing, but now this is gonna go over the bridge of our nose. I'm literally just doing the same method that I have been doing this entire time. Again, I really don't want this to be clean. I feel like I'm channeling her dress, but I'm also wanting it to feel very artsy at the same time. Now that that layer's on, I'm going to go in with this shade from the Made by Mitchell. This is in the shade Sunny Side, and we are going to mix that in with the lighter yellow. Again, Chunker City. And I'm just going to layer this on top. Now we're going to do the mossy green color. I'm going to pull from the Made by Mitchell, and you might say, Sophia, there's not a mossy green in here. I'm going to pull this shade and then put a little bit of this purple and see if, like the color wheel suggests, that will make it a mossier green. Let's see. I'm also going to dish a little bit of yellow in there. Score, color theory strikes again. So we're going to put that right where we put the green. I'm going to tap those edges just a little bit. Now we're going to go in with the Trixie Mattel Play Paints in the shade Red. This here, putting it straight on my eye. I'm going to pivot because I don't like that now. Too much red. Let's take the yellow again. I'm going to cover up some of this red here. Okay, now I'm just adding some kind of details here. After re-looking at the picture, I feel like the yellow had more movement, so I'm going to kind of add the movement back into it. Just going back and forth with those darker and lighter shades of yellow that we used, and just like leaving clumps of paint. Yeah, that was a good choice. I like that choice. Alright, I'm going to be adding my last little bits here, and then I will be back when everything is done. Alright, here is the finished look. What do you guys think of it? Added a little bit more of this like light blue kind of color because I was looking at the pictures again and I was like, oh wow, there's actually more of that than I thought, and I really wanted to make sure I had that like in my look. So if you have any more ideas for my makeup, please let me know. I love doing these videos, and especially now that I have a new camera, I would love to use it more. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you follow my tutorial, and yeah, I love you guys so much.